I'm staring at a gun pointed directly at my forehead, and all I can think is, this is what I get for being a good person. The woman holding it is wearing a blood-red suit that probably costs more than my annual salary, her dark hair pulled back so tight it could double as a facelift, and her expression suggests she's deciding between shooting me or just being deeply inconvenienced by my existence. I'm really hoping for option 2. "You saw nothing," she says, her voice like velvet wrapped around a knife. "Absolutely nothing," I squeak, which is a lie because I definitely saw her put 3 bullets into a guy who honestly had it coming based on the creative cursing he was doing before the shooting started. I was just trying to get my oat milk latte. That's it. Oat milk. Extra foam. Maybe a blueberry muffin if they looked fresh. She studies me for a long moment, and I'm using every ounce of willpower not to wet myself in this Italian cafe that definitely doesn't deserve that kind of health code violation. Then she lowers the gun, and I remember to breathe. "What's your name?" "Kieran. Kieran Solis. I'm an accountant. I do taxes. Very boring taxes." I've never seen a gun before in my life, which is obviously a lie now, but up until 4 minutes ago was completely true. I'm rambling. I do that when I'm nervous. Or terrified. Currently I'm both. She tilts her head, and something shifts in her expression. Not softness exactly, more like a predator deciding you might be more useful alive. "Kieran Solis. The accountant. How much does your brother owe me?" My stomach drops so fast it could win an Olympic medal. "I'm sorry, what?" "Matteo Solis. Gambles at my casino every weekend. Currently in debt to the tune of $500,000. She says it like she's commenting on the weather. "That's your brother, yes?" "Oh, Matteo, you absolute idiot. I don't have $500,000. "I know. I've already looked into your finances." She pauses. There is, however, another way to settle the debt. She gestures to one of her men, who brings her a tablet. She scrolls for a moment, then turns it to face me. It's a photo of an elderly woman in a hospital bed, smiling despite the oxygen tubes. My grandmother. Nana Bianca. She's dying. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this. Her last wish is to see me married. Settled. Happy. The word happy comes out like she's tasting something unfamiliar. "Your brother, in a desperate attempt to save his own skin, has offered you as my husband." "I'm sorry, he did what?" My voice goes up about 3 octaves. "He showed me your photo, told me you're a successful businessman, stable, good family values." She looks me up and down, taking in my oversized hoodie and the coffee stain I got on my jeans this morning. He's clearly a liar, but desperate men usually are. "I'm not a man," I blurt out, because apparently my brain has decided honesty is the best policy when dealing with armed mobsters. She blinks. Once. Twice. Then the corner of her mouth twitches in what might be amusement. I can see that. So this whole thing is obviously not going to work, and I'll just figure out another way to get Matteo to pay you back. Maybe a payment plan? Do you do payment plans? I'm backing toward the door slowly, carefully, trying not to make any sudden movements. Stop. It's not loud, but I freeze anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, what doesn't matter? The fact that I'm not a man? Because I feel like that's pretty central to this whole fake husband situation. She sets the tablet down and takes a step closer. My grandmother is 87 years old. She has maybe 3 months left. Her eyesight is failing. Her hearing is going. What she wants is to see me sitting next to someone who makes me smile in a wedding photo before she dies. The specifics are irrelevant. This is insane. This is business. 8 months. You play the devoted husband, we stage a quiet wedding for my grandmother's benefit, you attend family dinners, smile for photos. When she passes, we wait a respectful period and divorce quietly. Your brother's debt is cleared, you walk away free, and everyone gets what they want. Except I don't want to be your fake husband. You want your brother alive, don't you? The question hangs in the air like the gun did earlier. Less obvious, equally dangerous. I think about Matteo, my stupid, reckless, gambling-addicted brother who once drove 4 hours to bring me soup when I had the flu. Who taught me how to ride a bike. Who completely ruined his life and apparently has no problem dragging me down with him. If I say no, She doesn't answer, just looks at me with those dark, unreadable eyes, and I get it. This isn't really a question. It's a courtesy. She's giving me the illusion of choice. You have until midnight. She pulls out a business card, pristine white with just a phone number embossed in gold. My name is Isadora Castellane. And Kieran. She waits until I meet her eyes. Your brother has until midnight too. Choose wisely. If you're enjoying this chaos, hit that subscribe button because trust me, it gets so much worse. I don't sleep. At 12:30 p.m. the next day, I'm standing outside Giovanna's wearing my only suit, my hair slicked back, my heart trying to escape my chest through my throat. The restaurant is the kind of place where they don't list prices on the menu. The host takes one look at me and somehow knows exactly who I'm here to see. Isadora looks different in daylight. Less terrifying, more human. She's wearing a simple black turtleneck and slacks, her hair down around her shoulders. Sit, she says. There's a spread of food on the table that could feed a family of 12. Here's how this works, Isadora says. You move into my penthouse tomorrow. Separate bedrooms, separate lives. We'll have a small ceremony next week. Just Nana Bianca and close family. You'll need to memorize details about our supposed relationship. What do I love about you? She gives me a look. Make something up. You're adaptable. That's why I chose this arrangement instead of just having your brother disposed of. That's comforting. She slides a folder across the table. Contract. Read it. Sign it. Your brother's debt is forgiven the moment you sign. I open the folder. It's thick. Really thick. It's all there in legal language. The terms, the timeline, the expectations. There's even a section about termination that basically says if I tell anyone the truth, I die. What happens if your grandmother lives longer than 8 months? Something flickers across Isadora's face. Grief, maybe. She won't. The doctors have been very clear. I think about Matteo. About the photo of Nana Bianca smiling in her hospital bed. If I do this, I need one guarantee. Matteo gets help. Real help. Gambling addiction treatment, therapy, whatever he needs. Isadora nods slowly. Done. I'll have my people arrange it. I sign the contract. Welcome to the family, husband. Dante will pick you up tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you want to see how this disaster unfolds, smash that like button and drop a comment telling me if you'd take the deal or run for your life. Dante picks me up at exactly 9 a.m. in a black car that's definitely bulletproof. He's a mountain of a man with kind eyes and a scar running down his left cheek. The penthouse is on the top 3 floors of a building called the Meridian. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the entire city. The furniture is that kind of minimalist expensive where everything looks uncomfortable but probably costs thousands. Your room is this way. Dante leads me down a hallway. Miss Castellane's suite is on the 3rd floor. You're on the 2nd. My room is bigger than my entire apartment. I spend the next 3 days learning how to be a man. Dante teaches me how to shake hands. I watch YouTube videos on how men stand, sit, move through space. I practice deepening my voice until my throat hurts. On the 3rd day, Antonio returns with the suits. The first one is charcoal gray, perfectly tailored. I look in the mirror and barely recognize myself. With my hair slicked back and my jaw set, I could pass. I actually could. That evening, Isadora finally appears. Stand up. Let me see. I stand, and she walks a slow circle around me. Good. You look the part. She adjusts my collar slightly. Tomorrow, noon, Nana Bianca's private hospital suite. You'll say I do. I'll say I do. You'll kiss my cheek. Not my lips. Understood. Understood. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small box. Inside is a simple gold band. Your wedding ring. It was my grandfather's. Nana Bianca insisted. She slides it onto my finger. It fits perfectly. Tomorrow, we become husband and wife. Play your part well, and this will all be over before you know it. The next morning, we're in Nana Bianca's hospital room. She's sitting up in bed, oxygen tubes in her nose, but her eyes bright and clear. When she sees us, her whole face lights up. ISA. And this must be Kieran. Isadora transforms. Her entire demeanor softens. Nana, yes. This is Kieran. Nana Bianca takes my hand with surprising strength. You have kind eyes. Good. My ISA needs someone kind. Tell me how you met my granddaughter. I sit, very aware of Isadora watching me. We met at a charity gala. She was the most intimidating person in the room, and I couldn't stop staring. When she caught me looking, I thought I was going to die of embarrassment. Nana Bianca laughs, delighted. And what did she do? She walked over and asked if I was going to keep staring or actually introduce myself. And when did you know you loved her? I glanced at Isadora. When I saw her with you. She showed me a picture. The way she looked at you in it was the first time I'd seen her really smile. That's when I knew. Nana Bianca's eyes fill with tears. Oh, you're perfect. Absolutely perfect. The priest arrives. When prompted, I say I do. Isadora says I do. We exchange rings. You may kiss the bride. I lean in, press my lips to her cheek. Her skin is soft, warm. Nana Bianca is crying happy tears. We're married. Hit that subscribe button because what comes next is 8 months of the most complicated fake marriage you've ever seen, and trust me, it's going to be chaos. The first Sunday family dinner is a baptism by fire. The Castellane family is huge. Cousins I haven't met, children running everywhere, enough food to feed a small army. Cousin Luca keeps trying to get me alone. So, what do you really do for a living? I'm an accountant. You don't look like an accountant. Isadora rescues me. Luca, stop interrogating my husband. We sit at a massive table. The food is incredible. The conversation is loud, overlapping, in a mix of English and Italian. Isadora's hand finds mine under the table. For show, I assume. But then her thumb brushes across my knuckles, just once, and it doesn't feel like it's for show. After dinner, Nana Bianca asks us to sit with her in the garden. You know what I love most about you too? You're not performative. You're comfortable. Quiet. That's real love. Promise me something. When I'm gone, don't forget how to be quiet together. We promise, I say, and Isadora squeezes my hand so hard it almost hurts. The months blur together in a strange routine. Sunday dinners with the family. Weekday evenings where Isadora comes home late and we barely speak. We maintain a cold, business-like arrangement. Like coworkers stuck on a project neither wanted. I learn things about her despite her efforts to remain unknowable. She drinks her coffee black with exactly 2 sugars. She reads poetry in Italian when she thinks no one's paying attention. I spend hours with Nana Bianca, reading to her, listening to stories about young Isadora. But then she met you, Nana says one afternoon. And she learned that the right person isn't a cage. They're wings. Month 6, Nana Bianca takes a turn. We're called to the hospital at 2 a.m. In the waiting room, Isadora finally breaks. Silent tears streaming down her face while she stares at the wall. I pull her into my arms without thinking. She collapses into me, her face buried in my shoulder, her whole body shaking. I've got you, I whisper. When she finally pulls away, she won't meet my eyes. We don't talk about this. Month 7 and something shifts. Isadora starts coming home earlier. We eat dinner together sometimes. We watch movies in the home theater, careful to sit on opposite ends of the massive couch. One night, she falls asleep during a film. I grab a blanket, drape it over her. I should leave. Go to my room. Maintain the boundaries. Instead, I stay, watching her sleep and realize with horrifying clarity that somewhere in the last 7 months, I've developed feelings for my fake wife. This is a disaster. Make sure you're subscribed because this is about to get so much more complicated. Month 8 arrives with Nana Bianca's peaceful passing. She goes in her sleep, a smile on her face. The funeral is massive. Isadora delivers the eulogy in Italian, her voice steady, her face composed. Only I notice the way her hands shake slightly. 2 weeks later, Isadora sits me down. The terms of our agreement have been fulfilled. Nana passed believing we were happy. Your brother completed treatment. The debt is cleared. So we're done. We'll announce the divorce quietly. You'll move out, we'll file the papers, and in 6 months it'll be finalized. Okay. She looks at me then, really looks at me. This is what we agreed on, Kieran. I know. Then why do you look like that? Like what? Like I'm breaking your heart. I'm fine. This is fine. We always knew this was temporary. I stand up. I'll pack tonight. Be out by morning. Isadora doesn't come to say goodbye. Dante drives me back to my old apartment. For what it's worth, Mr. Solis, I've never seen Ms. Castellane happier than these past 8 months. It was all fake, Dante. Was it? I've worked for her for 10 years. I know what fake looks like. That wasn't it. But it doesn't matter. It's over. The family takes the divorce announcement surprisingly hard. Aunt Carmela calls me crying. Uncle Tomas leaves a voicemail about how I'll always be family. I throw myself into work. Avoid Italian restaurants. Definitely avoid anything that reminds me of Isadora Castellane. 3 months later, I'm dating. Her name is Waverly, and she's a librarian with a sweet smile. She's smart, funny, completely normal. No mob connections. No secrets. It's nice. Easy. It's nothing like Isadora, which is exactly the point. For months post-divorce, Waverly suggests we go shopping. We're in some overpriced wellness store, Waverly explaining the properties of different essential oils. And I'm nodding like I care. I'm walking backward when I slam into someone hard enough to send bags flying everywhere. I turn to apologize and freeze. Isadora Castellane is standing there, looking as shocked as I feel. Standing next to her is a tall man in an expensive suit looking annoyed. "Kieran," she says. "Isadora." For a moment, we just stare at each other. Then I notice the collision has somehow launched my beanie perfectly onto a nearby mannequin's head. We burst out laughing, the kind where you can't breathe and tears stream down your face. "I can't," she gasps. "I can't believe." The trajectory, I wheeze. Perfect arc. We finally stop laughing, but we're still looking at each other, and the air between us feels charged. "You look good," she says quietly. "So do you." The annoyed man clears his throat. "Isadora, we have reservations." She glances at him like she'd forgotten he existed. "Right. Marcus, this is Kieran. My ex." I turn to Waverly. "Waverly, this is Isadora. My ex-wife. We should grab coffee," Isadora blurts out. "Sometime. Catch up." "Sure," I hear myself say. "Yeah, coffee." We exchange numbers. In the car, Waverly is quiet. "You're still in love with her." "What?" "No. We were married for 8 months, and it was fake, and..." "Kieran." I slump against the seat. "Yeah, I am." "Does she know?" "Doesn't matter. She made it clear what we were." "The way she looked at you?" "She feels it too." If you want to see how this train wreck continues, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me whose side you're on, Team Waverly or Team Isadora. That night, my phone buzzes. "Coffee tomorrow? 2 p.m.? That place on 5th you used to like." My heart does something stupid in my chest. She remembers. I text back, "I'll be there." She responds immediately, "Good." Then, "How have you been?" I text back, "Fine." "You?" "Fine." We're both lying. At 1:58 the next day, she walks in. She's wearing civilian clothes, jeans and a simple black shirt, her hair down. No armor. Just Isadora. We get our coffees. I get my usual oat milk latte. She gets black coffee with 2 sugars. We remember each other's orders. "So," she says. "So, this is awkward." Incredibly. "How's Waverly?" "How's Marcus?" I asked first. "She's great. Smart. Normal. Sounds perfect for you." "How's Marcus?" "He's a corporate lawyer. Ambitious. Emotionally unavailable." "That doesn't sound perfect for you at all." She takes a sip of coffee. "No, it doesn't." "I miss Nana," I say quietly. Isadora's expression softens. "I got a letter. After she died. She wrote you one too. I've been carrying it around for months." She slides a folded piece of paper across the table. I open it with shaking hands. "Dear Kieran, I knew your secret from the first night. You were hiding that you were a woman. My ISA was hiding that she was falling in love. I kept your secret because I saw something neither of you could see yet. You were good for each other. By the time you read this, you'll have divorced. You'll have convinced yourselves it was all fake. But what you and ISA had wasn't fake. It was just scared. Don't let fear win. Tell my granddaughter it's okay to be happy. With all my love, Nana Bianca." I'm crying. full-on crying in a coffee shop. She knew, I whisper. She knew everything. And she didn't care. She just wanted me happy. Are you? Happy? Isadora looks at me then, and her careful mask cracks. No. I'm miserable. Marcus is wrong for me in every way. I can't stop thinking about you. I wake up and reach for you. I hear something funny and want to tell you. And it's my fault because I pushed you away when it stopped being fake somewhere around month 3, and I was too scared to admit it. When did you know? I ask. When you held me in the hospital waiting room. When I broke down and you didn't run. She reaches across the table. When did you know? When you fell asleep watching movies and I covered you with a blanket and realized I'd watch you sleep for the rest of my life if you'd let me. Her hand closes the distance, fingers wrapping around mine. I have a confession. The divorce papers. I never filed them. I freeze. What? Legally, we're still married. I start laughing. So I've been accidentally cheating on you with a librarian. And I've been accidentally cheating on you with a lawyer. We're both laughing now. What do we do? Isadora stands up, still holding my hand. Come with me. Where? Do you trust me? I shouldn't. But Nana Bianca was right. What Isadora and I had wasn't fake. It was just scared. And I'm done being scared. Yes. I trust you. Drop a comment if you think I'm making the right choice, and subscribe because you need to see where she takes me. Isadora drives us to the penthouse. I need to show you something. Inside, there are changes. Photos of the family that include me. A blanket on the couch that I used to use. My coffee mug still in the cabinet. You kept my mug. I kept everything. She leads me to the library and brings out a box. Inside are hundreds of things. Ticket stubs. Photos. Notes in Isadora's handwriting, dated, detailing moments from our marriage. September 15th, Kieran made Aunt Carmela laugh so hard she spit out her wine. I wrote down every moment. Every time you made me laugh. Every time you understood what I needed before I said it. She sits next to me. I told myself it was for the arrangement. But really, I just didn't want to forget what it felt like to be happy. You are more than what you do. I know that now. Because you showed me. She's crying. I don't want to pretend anymore. I want real, Kieran. I want real with you. What about the family? I called a family meeting. Tomorrow. I'm telling them everything. If they can't accept it, that's their problem. You love me. Completely. Stupidly. In a way that makes me want to bring you coffee in bed. I'm crying now too. I need to talk to Waverly. I know. And I need to talk to Marcus. But Kieran, if you decide this is too complicated, I'll understand. I'll sign the papers. But I'm asking you to stay. To be my wife. For real this time. I need one night. To think. Can you give me that? Pain flashes across her face, but she nods. Take all the time you need. Tomorrow. I'll give you my answer tomorrow. She drives me home in silence. When we get to my building, she keeps her hands on the steering wheel. Kieran? Whatever you decide, these last 8 months, they were real to me. They were real to me too. I go upstairs and call Waverly. You're breaking up with me, aren't you? How did you know? I can read people better than books. It's okay, Karen. You're all in with the terrifying Mafia boss. You're wonderful. You deserve someone who's all in. Love like that, the kind that scares you, that's the kind worth having. Don't overthink it. Just jump. At 11 p.m., my phone buzzes. It's from Isadora. I know you said tomorrow. But I can't sleep. Another text, you changed my life. You made me believe I could be more than what I was raised to be. Another, I love you. Not the version you pretended to be. The real you. Another, whatever you decide, thank you. For 8 months of being loved, even if I was too scared to call it that. I stare at my phone. Then I grab my keys. Comment right now if you know where this is going, and make sure you're subscribed because the ending is going to blow your mind. I show up at the penthouse at midnight. Dante smiles. 3rd floor. She's been pacing for an hour. When the doors open, she's there. Still in the same clothes. Hair a mess. Eyes red from crying. Hi, I say. Hi. I broke up with Waverly. I broke up with Marcus. She takes a step toward me. So I've been thinking about what Nana said. about wings versus cages. I take a step toward her. I spent my whole life playing it safe. And then I accidentally married you, and suddenly I was living this wild, complicated, messy life that should have been terrible. But it was the best 8 months of my life. She closes the distance between us. I don't want safe. I don't want normal. I want Sunday dinners with your chaotic family. I want real, ISA. I want real with you. Yeah. So you'll stay? You'll be my wife? For real this time. On one condition. We do the wedding over. A real one. Where I don't have to pretend to be a man, and you don't have to pretend you're not in love with me. She's crying and laughing. Deal. Absolutely deal. Then she's kissing me, and it's desperate and sweet and tastes like coming home. Separate bedrooms? I ask. Absolutely not. You're staying in mine. I'm done sleeping alone. The family takes it better than expected. Uncle Tomas cries happy tears. Aunt Carmela immediately starts planning a real wedding. Cousin Luca wins $50 because apparently, he bet that I was a woman within the first month. The way you held a fork, he explains. Dead giveaway. The second wedding is small, intimate, and completely real. I wear a dress. She wears a suit. We say our vows in the garden where Nana Bianca told us not to forget how to be quiet together. I promise to love you loudly and quietly, Isadora says. To be your wife in public and in private. I promise to keep making you laugh at inappropriate times, I say. To be your wings when you feel caged and your anchor when you feel lost. We kiss, and this time it's legal and real and ours. In the dining room at the next Sunday dinner, Isadora catches my eye across the table and smiles. Not her business smile. Her real smile. The one she saves just for me. Her hand finds mine under the table. We sit there, quiet together in the middle of chaos, and I think about Nana Bianca's letter. She was right about everything. 1 year later, we're back at that same coffee shop. Remember when we ran into each other here? Isadora asks. You mean when your terrible disguise as a straight woman finally crumbled? I was never disguised as straight. I was disguised as emotionally unavailable. She takes my hand. Thank you. For what? For being terrifying enough to make my brother think selling me to you is a good idea. She laughs. Best bad decision he ever made. My phone buzzes. It's Matteo with a photo. He's been clean for almost 2 years now, working at the treatment facility. 2 years and not dead, I show Isadora. Character growth. Everyone deserves a second chance. We finish our coffee, and as we're leaving, a young woman stops us. Excuse me. Are you Isadora Castellane? My sister owes money to someone in your organization. I'll do anything. I just need time. Isadora looks at me. There's something in her eyes, a question. I think about how this started. About a scared person in a coffee shop, desperate to save someone they loved. Do you have any skills? I ask. I'm a graphic designer. Isadora pulls out her phone. 6 months. You handle all design work for our legitimate businesses. Your sister's debt gets reduced by $50,000 a month. At the end, it's cleared. The woman's eyes go wide. Thank you. Just do good work. We leave, and I'm grinning. What? Isadora asks. You're getting soft. I am not soft. That was a business transaction. You gave someone a second chance because you remember what it was like. She stops walking, turns to face me. Maybe watching you give your disaster brother infinite chances has influenced me slightly. Don't let it go to your head. But she's smiling. 2 years after our real wedding, we're at Nana Bianca's grave. So Nana, Isadora says. Kieran and I are starting the adoption process. We met with an agency last week. We told the family last Sunday, I add. Aunt Carmela cried for 20 minutes. We sit there for a while in comfortable silence. Do you think she'd approve? I ask. She'd be thrilled. She's probably up there saying, I told you so right now. As we're leaving, my phone rings. It's the adoption agency. We have a 6-month-old baby girl whose placement just fell through. I wanted to give you first consideration. I look at Isadora. Her eyes are wide. Can we call you back in 5 minutes? I hang up. A baby. Right now. If we want. That's fast. We just started the process. We're not ready. I take her hands. Remember what Waverly told me? When something feels right, just jump. This is bigger than jumping. But we'd be doing it together. And we're pretty good at figuring things out as we go. She takes a deep breath. You want this? With you? Absolutely. Okay. Call them back. Tell them yes. Yeah. Yeah. Let's jump. 48 hours later, we're meeting our daughter for the first time. She's perfect. Tiny and perfect with dark eyes. She needs a name, the social worker says. Isadora looks at me. Bianca. Her name is Bianca. After the person who made all of this possible. The social worker smiles. Welcome to the world, Bianca Castellane. I'm crying. Isadora is crying. Baby Bianca is sleeping peacefully. We're parents, Isadora whispers. We're parents. At the next Sunday dinner, we introduce Bianca to the family. Aunt Carmela bursts into tears. Uncle Tomas holds her gently. Everyone wants to hold her. That night, back at the penthouse, we put Bianca down in the hastily assembled nursery. We have a kid, Isadora says. We have a kid. I have no idea what I'm doing. Me neither. But we'll figure it out. Together. Always together. We stand there watching our daughter sleep. Hey, Karen. Yeah, I'm glad your brother was a gambling addict. I burst out laughing. That's the worst thing you've ever said. But true. If he hadn't owed me money, we'd have never met. Even the fake marriage? Especially the fake marriage. It taught me what real feels like. I kiss her then, soft and sweet, with our daughter sleeping nearby. I love you, Isadora Castellane. I love you, Karen Castellane. For real this time. For real this time. 3 years later, Bianca is a toddler who has the whole family wrapped around her tiny finger. We're at Sunday dinner. Matteo and his fiancée just announced their engagement, sending Aunt Carmela into happy tears. Later, when Bianca is asleep on Isadora's shoulder, Uncle Tomas pulls me aside. You know what Nana Bianca told me before she died? She said, watch them. They're going to show this family what love really looks like. She was right. You showed us all that love doesn't have to look a certain way. It just has to be real. That night, putting Bianca to bed, I think about how it all started. A gun. A debt. A desperate arrangement. And somehow, impossibly, it became this. A family. A real marriage. A daughter. Penny for your thoughts? Isadora asks, wrapping her arms around my waist. Just thinking about how grateful I am for your terrible first impression. Excuse me? Terrible. You literally pointed a gun at my head. I was establishing dominance. I turn in her arms. I'd do it all again. Every terrifying, chaotic moment. I'd do it all again to end up here. Even the part where you had to pretend to be a man? Even that. You're getting sappy, Mrs. Castellane. Don't tell anyone. I have a reputation to maintain. Your secret is safe with me. We stand there in our daughter's nursery, in our home, in our real life that started as the fakest thing possible. And I think about Nana Bianca's words, wings are better than cages. She was right about everything. Love did feel like wings. Like flying. Like being free and terrified and alive all at once. Hey, ISA? Thank you for thinking I was straight. She laughs quietly. That was definitely my first mistake. And your best one. Absolutely my best one. We turn off the light and walk to our bedroom, hand in hand, like we have 1,000 times before and will 1,000 times again. Because this is real. This is ours. This is the life we built from a fake marriage and real feelings and a grandmother's dying wish. And it's better than anything I could have imagined that day in the café when Isadora Castellane pointed a gun at me and changed my life forever. 5 years into our real marriage, and life has settled into something beautifully chaotic. Bianca is 5 now, starting kindergarten, and has inherited Isadora's sharp tongue and my terrible sense of direction. Last week she got lost in our own penthouse trying to find the kitchen. How is that even possible? Isadora asked, exasperated but trying not to laugh. She's my daughter, I said proudly. Genetically predisposed to getting lost. She's adopted. Spiritually my daughter, then. We're at another Sunday dinner, but this one feels different. Heavier somehow. Matteo and Elena are there with their twin boys, who are currently destroying Aunt Carmela's garden with the enthusiasm only 3-year-olds possess. Cousin Luca finally got married to a woman who's somehow even more sarcastic than he is. The family has grown, expanded, evolved. But today, Uncle Tomas stands up with his wine glass and the room goes quiet. I have an announcement, he says, his voice shaking slightly. The doctors found something. Cancer. Stage 3. The room erupts. Aunt Carmela is crying. Isadora's face has gone completely blank, which I've learned means she's feeling everything at once and can't process it. I reach for her hand under the table. She grips it so tight my fingers go numb. After dinner, after the family has dispersed into worried clusters, Isadora and I end up in the garden. The same garden where we've had so many important moments. I can't lose him, she says quietly. He's the only family I have left from before. Before you. Before Bianca. Before everything changed. You're not going to lose him. Uncle Tomas is stubborn as hell. Cancer doesn't stand a chance. You don't know that. No. But I know him. And I know this family doesn't give up without a fight. She leans her head on my shoulder. When did you become the optimistic one? When I married a woman who taught me that impossible things happen every day. Over the next 6 months, the family rallies around Uncle Tomas. Isadora personally oversees his treatment, calling in the best doctors, making sure he has everything he needs. I watch her transform back into the formidable boss I met in that café, except now she's using that power for something good. Bianca draws him pictures every week. To make Uncle Tom Tom feel better, she explains seriously, handing over crayon drawings of flowers and dinosaurs and one disturbing image that might be our family or might be aliens. It's hard to tell. Uncle Tomas hangs every single one in his hospital room. One night, after visiting him, Isadora and I are driving home in silence. I'm scared, she admits quietly. I know. What if this is it? What if we're not enough? What if? I say, stop. We can't control this. All we can do is be there. Love him. Make sure he knows he's not alone. She's quiet for a long moment. How did I ever survive before you? Poorly, from what I understand. She actually laughs. Accurate. If you're still with us on this journey, hit that like button and comment below about a time someone showed up for you when you needed them most. And subscribe because this story isn't over yet. Month 4 of treatment, and Uncle Tomas is responding well. The cancer is shrinking. The doctors are cautiously optimistic. At Sunday dinner, he looks thinner, but he's smiling. You can't get rid of me that easy, he tells the family. I've got grandbabies to spoil and too much wine left to drink. Aunt Carmela kisses his head. You're going to outlive us all out of pure spite. That's the plan. Bianca climbs into his lap carefully, aware he's fragile now. Uncle Tom Tom, when you're all better, can we go to the park again? Absolutely, Piccolina. We'll feed the ducks like we used to. Watching them together, I feel Isadora's hand find mine. When I look at her, there are tears in her eyes. Thank you, she mouths. I don't ask for what. I already know. For being here. For believing. For not letting her face this alone. 8 months after his diagnosis, Uncle Tomas is declared in remission. The family throws a party that's honestly too big for the penthouse, but Isadora insisted. There's food, wine, laughter, children running everywhere, and Uncle Tomas in the middle of it, all looking exhausted and happy and alive. Speech. Luca demands. Uncle Tomas stands, raising his glass. I'm not good with words like some people. He looks at Isadora. But I want to say thank you. To my family, who refused to let me give up. To the doctors, who are miracle workers. And especially to Karen and Isadora, who showed me what real love looks like. When I was at my lowest, I'd see you two together, and it gave me hope. If love that strong exists in this world, I figured I had something worth fighting for. I'm crying. Isadora's crying. Half the room is crying. Uncle Tomas continues. Nana Bianca used to tell me that the best thing about family isn't that they're perfect. It's that they show up. You all showed up for me. Every day. Every treatment. Every bad news and good news. You showed up. And that's why I'm still here. The room erupts in applause. Later that night, after everyone's gone and Bianca is asleep, Isadora and I are cleaning up. You know what I realized today? She asks, loading the dishwasher. What? We're building something. Not just a marriage or a family. We're building a legacy. The kind Nana Bianca wanted. Where people show up for each other. Where love isn't just something you say, it's something you do. Pretty profound for someone who once told me feelings were for weak people. I was an idiot. You were scared. Same thing. She closes the dishwasher and turns to me. I want another baby. I nearly dropped the wine glass I'm holding. What? Another baby. Bianca needs a sibling. The family needs more chaos. She pauses. I need to build something that lasts. Something good. This is because of Uncle Tomas, isn't it? Maybe. Facing mortality makes you think about legacy. About what you're leaving behind. She takes my hands. I want to leave behind more love. More family. More proof that good things can come from bad beginnings. You want to adopt again? I want to adopt a dozen kids if you're up for it. I want to fill this penthouse with chaos and laughter and sticky fingerprints. I want to be the family that Nana Bianca believed we could be. I pull her close. A dozen might be excessive. How about we start with one more and see how we feel? Deal. We call the agency the next day. Within 3 months, we're matched with a 2-year-old boy named Marcus, ironically the same name as Isadora's ex, which we find hilarious and decide to keep anyway. It's a power move, Isadora explains to a confused social worker. Reclaiming the name for something good. Marcus Castellane is a hurricane of a toddler with endless energy and a smile that could melt glaciers. Bianca is instantly smitten. He's my brother, she tells everyone at Sunday dinner, practically vibrating with pride. Nobody else can have him. That's not how it works, sweetie, I try to explain. Yes, it is. I call dibs. Isadora grins. She's definitely your daughter. That's exactly your logic. The family welcomes Marcus with the same overwhelming love they showed Bianca. Aunt Carmela cries happy tears again. Uncle Tomas, now healthier and back to his usual self, holds Marcus and declares him another troublemaker, just what this family needs. Mateo pulls me aside during dinner. Thank you. For what? For showing me what's possible. 2 years ago, I was a disaster. Now I'm married, I have kids, I'm helping people get sober. None of that happens without you believing I could be better. You did the work, Mateo. But you gave me the chance. You and Isadora both. He looks over at Isadora, who's currently trying to prevent Marcus from climbing the bookshelf, while Bianca provides unhelpful commentary. She's good people. Scary, but good. The best people usually are. That night, tucking both kids into bed, Bianca in her room, Marcus in his new one decorated with dinosaurs, I find Isadora in our bedroom looking at old photos. What are you doing? Looking at the wedding photo. The first one. The fake one. I sit next to her. In the photo, we're both trying so hard to look happy, to sell the lie. But if you look closely, there's something real underneath. Something neither of us could hide completely. We look terrified, I observe. We were terrified. I thought I was going to pull off this elaborate deception and walk away unscathed. She traces the edge of the photo. I had no idea I was already falling for you. That every smile I forced was actually becoming real. When did you know for sure? That it wasn't fake anymore. She thinks for a moment. Month 5. We were at Sunday dinner, and cousin Luca made some stupid joke, and you laughed so hard you snorted wine. It was objectively embarrassing. And all I could think was, I want to make her laugh like that every day for the rest of my life. That's when I knew I was completely screwed. You never told me that. I was in denial. Thought if I didn't say it out loud, it wouldn't be real. She sets down the photo. Turns out feelings don't work that way. No, they really don't. She pulls out another photo. This one is from our real wedding. We're kissing, and you can see the joy, the relief, the absolute rightness of it. This one's my favorite, she says. Because we're not pretending. We're not performing. We're just us. We're always just us now. Yeah, we are. We sit in comfortable silence, looking at the evidence of our journey from fake to real, from scared to brave, from alone to family. Hey, Karen. Yeah, I'm glad Mateo was a gambling addict. I laugh. You keep saying that. Because it keeps being true. Every good thing in my life traces back to that moment in the cafe. You, Bianca, Marcus, this family, all of it. So you're saying crime pays? I'm saying love pays. Even when it starts with a gun and a desperate arrangement. That should be on a greeting card. Hallmark would never. I kiss her then, soft and slow, with our kids sleeping down the hall and the whole rest of our lives ahead of us. I love you, Isadora Castellane. I love you, Kieran Castellane. Thank you for saying yes. To the fake marriage. To the real one. To all of it. Thank you for giving me a choice. Even when it wasn't really a choice. It was always a choice. You could have run. You could have said no. You could have walked away after Nana died. No. I really couldn't. I was already yours by then. I just didn't know it yet. She pulls me closer. Well, you're definitely mine now. Legally. Emotionally. Every way that matters. Possessive much? You married a mafia boss. What did you expect? Fair point. 10 years into our real marriage and life has become beautifully routine in the best way. Bianca is 15, all attitude and brilliance, planning to study law so she can legitimize the family business, which both thrills and terrifies Isadora. Marcus is 12, obsessed with cooking and helping Mara in the kitchen every chance he gets. Uncle Tomas is healthy, cancer-free for years now. Matteo and Elena have added another daughter to their family. The Castellane empire has actually gone mostly legitimate under Isadora's leadership, much to everyone's surprise. I'm getting old, she tells me one Sunday after dinner, watching the kids play in the garden. I want to retire. Travel. Spend time with you and the kids before they're too cool for us. You're 45. That's not old. It's old in Mafia years. I've been doing this since I was 26. I'm tired. So retire. Just like that. Just like that. Luca can take over. He's been ready for years. She considers this. What would we do? If I retired? Whatever we want. Travel like you said. I could finally teach you how to parallel park. I know how to parallel park. You absolutely do not. I choose not to. There's a difference. Whatever helps you sleep at night, love. She rests her head on my shoulder. Would you really be okay with it? Me retiring? Being normal. ISA, we adopted 2 kids, host weekly family dinners for 30 people, and our daughter wants to be a lawyer specifically to legitimize organized crime. We're never going to be normal. But we can be happy. And honestly, I'd love to have more time with just you. Before the kids were here, we barely got to just be together. We were terrible at being together. We were learning. Now we're experts. Confident. Accurate. She sits up, looks me in the eyes. Okay, I'll do it. I'll retire. Hand everything over to Luca. And then you and I are going to Italy for a month and eating our weight in pasta. A month? Did I stutter? What about the kids? Matteo and Elena can take them. Or Aunt Carmela. She's been begging for more grandchild time. You've really thought this through. I've been thinking about it for months. Years, maybe. I just needed permission. You don't need my permission for anything. No. But I need your support. And I need to know you'll still love me when I'm not the terrifying mafia boss anymore. When I'm just Isadora. I cup her face in my hands. I fell in love with just Isadora. The terrifying mafia boss part was interesting, but it was never what mattered. What mattered was the woman who cried in my arms in a hospital waiting room. Who kept every memory of our fake marriage in a box because she couldn't let go. Who loves her family so fiercely she'll move heaven and earth for them. That's who I love. That's who I'll always love. She kisses me then, deep and desperate and grateful. Okay, she whispers against my lips. Let's do it. Let's start the next chapter. If you've been with us this whole journey, thank you. Drop a comment telling us what you want to see next, and make sure you're subscribed because even in retirement, we're still going to find chaos. 6 months later, Isadora officially retires. The family throws another massive party. Luca gives a speech about big shoes to fill. Isadora gives a speech about trusting the next generation. Then we leave. Just the 2 of us. Our first real vacation as a married couple. Italy is everything. We eat pasta and drink wine and walk through villages where no one knows who we are or what we used to do. We're just Kieran and Isadora, two women in love, holding hands and getting happily lost. I can't believe we've been married for almost 11 years, and this is our first real vacation, Isadora says one evening as we watch the sunset over the Mediterranean. Technically, we've been married for almost 13 if you count the fake marriage. I count the fake marriage. It's when I fell in love with you, even if I was too stubborn to admit it. Month 5, right? When I snorted wine. Month 3, actually. I lied before. She turns to me. It was the night Nana almost died. When you held me and I realized I felt safer in your arms than I'd ever felt anywhere. That's when I knew. I just wasn't ready to face it yet. Month 3. So we were both in love and pretending not to be for 5 whole months. We're idiots. The absolute worst. But we figured it out eventually. We did. She pulls me close and we dance to no music on a balcony in Italy, just swaying together as the sun sets. Thank you for waiting for me, she says quietly. For being patient while I figured out how to love someone. How to be loved. Thank you for being worth waiting for. Was I? Worth it. Every single day. Every terrifying, chaotic, impossible day. We stay in Italy for a month, exactly as planned. We eat too much, sleep late, make love in the afternoon, and just exist together without schedules or obligations or family needing us. It's perfect. When we come home, tanned and happy and completely in love, the kids tackle us at the airport. You're back. Bianca shouts, surprisingly emotional for a teenager who spends most of her time pretending we're embarrassing. Did you miss us? I ask. Obviously not. But Marcus cried every night, so. I did not. Marcus protests. Did too. Did not. Isadora and I exchange glances. It's good to be home. That night, Sunday dinner is smaller. Just our immediate family. Matteo and Elena with their kids. Bianca and Marcus. Isadora and me. I have news, Matteo announces. The treatment center offered me a director position. I'd be overseeing the whole program. The table erupts in congratulations. Look at us, Elena says, raising her glass. A former Mafia boss, a reformed gambling addict, and a librarian who married into chaos. We're like the world's weirdest success story. Don't forget the accountant who accidentally married a Mafia boss, I add. How could we forget? Isadora says. That's literally how this all started. Bianca groans. Are you two going to tell that story at my wedding someday? Absolutely, Isadora and I say in unison. I'm never getting married. That's what your mom said, Matteo points out. And look how that turned out, I add, squeezing Isadora's hand. After dinner, after the kids are in bed, Isadora and I end up in the library. Our library. The one where she showed me the box of memories from our fake marriage. The one where so many important conversations have happened. Happy? I ask. Deliriously. She pulls me onto the couch next to her. I never thought I'd have this. A real family. A real marriage. A life that feels like mine instead of something I inherited. You built this. All of it. We built this. Together. She kisses my temple. I love you, Kieran Solis Castellane. I love you, Isadora Solis Castellane. We sit there in comfortable silence, and I think about the journey. From that café where she pointed a gun at me, to this library where we're planning our future. From fake to real. From scared to brave. From alone to together. Hey, ISA? Thank you for your first mistake. She smiles. Thank you for being mine. And in that moment, in our library, in our home, with our family sleeping peacefully, everything is exactly as it should be. Because sometimes the best love stories start with a gun and a desperate arrangement. Sometimes they start with pretending to be someone you're not. Sometimes they start with a dying grandmother's wish and a fake marriage that becomes the realest thing you've ever known. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, they end with everything you never knew you needed. If you made it to the end of this chaotic, beautiful love story, make sure you're subscribed because life keeps happening and love keeps growing, and there's always another chapter waiting to be written. Drop a comment telling me what part of this journey resonated most with you, and remember, sometimes the person who seems all wrong is actually the only person who's right. This is Kieran Castellane signing off. Former fake husband. Current real wife. living proof that love always finds a way, even when it starts with a gun pointed at your head. Thanks for being part of our story. The end.